How you doing, people? A buddy of mine dropped off a saw. It was actually a few weeks ago. This little Echo. It's a little CS 450P. He cuts firewood for himself. He heats with a boiler. Uh, Finally got the right part. I don't know what their deal is with these Echoes, but I had a difficult time finding a sprocket. It says right on this, it's supposed to have a 3/8 low profile chain. Well, when I buy a 3/8 sprocket, it don't fit. It's too thick. And I couldn't find a 3/8 low profile. I thought I had one, waited for a while. I had a back order on a piston and that from another company, and no, didn't work. So he goes to a local establishment and he gets a sprocket. And, the rim sprocket looks like this. The hole's too small, so it's for a different saw yet. I hunted around and finally found a sprocket for a 325 chain, which he got a new 325, little Oregon. So I got my buddy's saw back together. I got to take care of him because I fix things during the winter for him in his own shop. He's got a little excavator, dump truck, and a whole bunch of, always has dozer or two around. And he's retired now. But he stays in the business. But in return for me helping him, in fact, he comes and gets me on some things he does just to run equipment for him. And I do it. We work back and forth. No money changes hands. He lets me use his equipment. So when he comes in, we do these things instead of what we are intending to. Okay, we've been shipping saws. I've got 3 more tomorrow morning to ship. If you haven't heard anything from me, your saw is being shipped tomorrow. That knows that I've been waiting for the shipping thing. And Jesse Bill's, yours is one. And that's one of them. I just want you to know that. We got this 9700 Makita that we ran sitting over there. That's being shipped in the morning. We're boxing them up right now. We've got one going to Carolina, and it's a little nice, this little 268 we built. I know the guy's name. He's on WhatsApp with me all the time. You know who we are. I was supposed to ship them yesterday, but I didn't get the second trip back to town. I won't carry to the post office only or UPS what I can carry right with me. Even though we're a small country community, I don't leave saws in the truck. I'm not going to do it. And they don't fit in the front seat. Well, one will. But I don't do that. And then you got to stand in line, We're a small post office with a lot going on. You always have 5 or 6 people ahead of you. But we all visit with each other. Bigger cities, they wouldn't visit. But we all visit amongst each other. Anyway, got the nice little firewood saw, by the way. That's really nice. Okay. Now, my middle name's Paul. Obviously, you guys know my first name's Harvey. Now, that makes that Harvey Paul. Now, remember Paul Harvey, yeah, don't you? Well, here's Harvey Paul with the rest of the story. Now, here a little bit ago on Jesse Bill's 390, that was a mastermind saw. Remember, we mentioned that. We talked about it. And you remember the title of that was Following Good Work. I was complimenting that man. Everything we did in that video. If I couldn't have complimented him, I would have not put the video up. If I really thought he was a bag of crap and he didn't know what he's doing, you know that. Well, one of the cylinder bolts was real tight, and you've seen that on the video. I couldn't even get it loose. Well, that tells me. And not only that, but another one was really loose, too, was about what they are. Somebody was curious and took a peek at some point, and these little zip gun, they was tightening them with that, and it wasn't mastermind. That should have went without saying. But these forum guys, they was trying to start up a bag of crap between Mastermind and I. And old Randy, been building saws a long time, and a lot of you guys know who he is. And, well, it got out of hand, and it started bothering a couple of the subscribers that are close to me. And I don't care what them. I don't care about forums, as I think they're a crock in the first place. If they did what they're supposed to do and share good, valid information, what fits what parts, changeability, where to get stuff, little tips and tricks, I'd be all over that forum thing. That ain't what it is. These forums, all of them, turn into some freaking smash fest. Well, they started, apparently, I won't tell you what forum, because it don't matter, but they started a thread about me, and that's their right. They can talk about anybody they want to, same as I can. I just don't. Well, anyway, so trying to pay the man a compliment blew up my face. They tried to misinterpret that and get old Randy at Mastermind stirred up. I'll tell you what I believe. Straight talk goes a long way. You guys know it. So I picked the phone up and I says, Randy. Told him who I was. Well, first couple minutes, I was listening to him. I said, it ain't too much. He hadn't seen the video. Said he ain't. Now, he was staying out of it in that little forum. But I had a little air clearing session with him. I said, I'm just trying to give you a big compliment. I said, you do good work. So it turned into that. We got by that really fast. Randy completely understood. He says, it's just your lack of knowledge on YouTube. He says, protocol. He says, you got to watch it. There's a lot of good people out there, but you guys are the good ones. I'm going to keep you. That's it. I've adopted all of you anyway. Plain have. And we don't need to go on them forums to ask questions. We ask them in the comments. You ask me. Talk amongst yourselves. You do that. I love it. You post when you need something. Hey, does anybody got this or that? Do that right in the comments. That's perfect. This is nothing to do with being a forum guy. And I'm not going to be a part of any of them as long as they maintain being what they are. So Randy and I, we get talking engine theory and design and one thing and another. And I said, we could have talked for a long, long time. We did, actually. He's a good egg. He really is. I was told he was. In fact, one of his saws was at Buckenstock. It was the one with that racing pipe on, if you want to put it run good. It run darn good. And, but he says, Randy says, Harvey, we ain't got no problem, you and I. He says, I wish you none but the best with your channel. I want you to do really good. He don't post videos. He just ain't got time for it. Life gets in the way sometimes. And, Randy, thanks. I seen what you did. Good job. It, well handled. So, we'll get beyond that. I just wanted to say a little thanks. There's several smaller channels that we try to support. I'll mention one at a time here and there. And I have already. And I'm really glad. And there's going to be other ones pop up that we'll take a peek at. Something I want to ask you guys. We have a local music store. You know we have a band here. And I bought all my music equipment from this local music store. And they're really nice people. If you thought you'd like a little cruise through a music store and look at the guitars and stuff, and maybe get some played right on this channel, we'll do it. If there's no interest, we won't. I think you'd like it, though. It'd be interesting video, really. Okay, so the rest of the story is... Now, last time I told the story, I was talking about Danny, my Army buddy, and me and him built some really crazy things. We built that CB 754 Honda-powered go-kart, and one thing another. And we told the first part of that story. I'm going to finish the rest of it right now. Now, we didn't have a welder. Did have some cutting torches. And... we had to build a mounting plate and a place to put the jack shafts and do some welding. And I said, well, geez, what are we going to do about that, Dan? He said, well, bring them cutting torches around. He says, you got any coat hanger? I said, yeah, I got some coat hanger. He said, you got some white ones? They work the best. I said, what? That lad, at the time, he's young just like me. Now we're just old farts. he really could weld with a coat hanger and a cutting torch. Now, I'm not talking a small tip, I'm talking a cutting torch. And he's sitting there, he made frickin' look just most beautiful welds you ever seen with that thing. Got great penetration. He put more things together for me. I learned from him how to do that finally. And, being young, you gotta start somewhere. Education isn't just one person or one school. It's many jobs, many people you work with that are good. We pay attention to them. That was cool. So anyway, old Danny's in the field, and old Amos, he gets that. We told you about Amos, what happened there. If you missed it, go back to the last one of the story. And he gets back out of the field, and he says, well, where'd you get the cop car? He says, where's that go-kart? He says, that's why I traded for that cop car. Oh, man, he says, I didn't even get a chance to run it yet. He kind of laughed. So I had this 1974 Dodge D100 pea green pickup. And it had a 225 slant six with a 3 on a tree, 3-speed. You remember them old cast iron 3-speeds, don't you? Well, this stupid truck had the lowest gears I had seen in quite a while. And I don't know what they were. They was probably around a 410 or 390s. It was deep enough. So we pulled that motor out of that cop car. I messed around with this darn thing. And I'd seen that the heads had been changed a while ago. And I happened to look and I seen some X's under the spark plugs. Well, they were them... the real good 340 Chrysler heads. This was a 360 engine. Somebody put them. Now, this came from police auction or county auction, whatever. And somebody put them old 340 heads with them 202s. Yeah, boy, them ones, one of them X's, you guys remember, they were good heads. And I said, well, I'll be dang. I said, well, I'm going to pull this thing apart a little further. We're going to put a cam in it. And, not a stock one. Whatever the police car engine had. So I broke that down. I had diamond changing cam stuff sitting there. I pulled that back, and that darn thing had the old Chrysler purple shaft cam for a standard transmission in it. And it was in nice shape. So we're running that old Chrysler. And a police department had this thing fixed, and somebody did this stuff to this. I thought it was something kind of funny because it actually came with a 750 double pumper. And it was kind of messed up, but I bet somebody, I don't know if it's county or what, some county somewhere had one heck of a cruiser. They did. So we take this thing. I had this tunnel ram for one of them. I figured this all out. Now this thing is just on, back then the L78s, I had 235s, 15s. And there's one particular brand that was real soft and sticky that you could buy. Oh man, they hooked right up like crazy. Well, this thing had a positive traction rear end in it too. Yeah, with a 6-cylinder. You could order anything, and it didn't have no radio either. That was all right with me. I didn't care. And I shoved that motor down in that. We had the proper clutch belt housing, got everything lined up. I had to come up with exhaust, so I put a set of headers on it that I had off another car, and I had to drop that motor down in the mounts about 3 inches, 3.5 inches, because I didn't want that tunnel ram sticking through that hood. So we welded up this exhaust. Danny did it with a coat hanger. Yeah, but we just get pieces and pipes off of this and that. And if I remember correctly, we had one glass pack and one turbo muffler and different. But we had it all right. And boy, I'm going to tell you what, that bugger frickin' flew. Oh, my. I'd leave in second gear with that on a 3-speed. Now, I learned that from an old drag racer that he says, you have old 3-speeds, you leave in second with them. Just ride that, or get that throttle going, ride that clutch on, man, it'll go. Boy, was he ever kidding. That thing, get that front end real. Old Danny, if you remember this, I don't know if he took a leaf down the left side or put a leaf in the right side or what, but that thing didn't twist up like this. It just boom like this. Whatever he did, that worked. Well, darn near bring the front wheels out there. I want to just get them skipping, Oh, my goodness sakes. I had more fun with them people around there where I lived on that military base. We lived about 20-something miles away from the base. So we was out in country Georgia amongst them Georgia rednecks. They're good folk. You want good barbecue? Go in the deep south and find an old sand road and go down it and wait till you see a barbecue going. You stop in and make friends with that boy. That's what I'm going to tell you. So this was Harvey Paul with the rest of the story. Goodbye.